What is up, everyone, and welcome to week 12 of the CRL4 season. We have a very exciting track for you guys today, as it is the Ramp of Doom. That's right, take a look at this here. The Ramp of Doom. Many people are seeing this for the first time, but the Ramp of Doom has been a staple since CRL1, the very first season. We're going to kick things off with Ben Cressman versus Kian in Ben Cressman's second doubleheader of the week, or season actually, sorry. But Ben Cressman's going to face off against Kian, so Ben Cressman's going to get his first chance. So if you're unfamiliar with the Ramp of Doom, the first team going up will get, oh, look at that. He just hit a 180 there and ended up backwards with Blue Shy Guy, so that's going to be a point for Ben. But anyways, all of Ben's cars are going to get to go first, and then that's however many cars that land will be enough points. Now, 2 tires need to be making contact. It's a good example here. I mean, obviously, all the tires are over the track. So, at least 2 tires, or 50% of the tires, must be over the track in order to count as a point. And Red Shy Guy is going to get another point. See a look at that there. So, that's going to be a point for Ben Cressman. Already 3 points. This is looking good for Ben Cressman. But anyways, after Ben Cressman's, all of his cars go, then it will be Kian's turn, and Kian's going to have to try and make either 3 points to force a tiebreaker or 4 points just to get the win. So, I mean, we'll have to see. Luigi topples. Let's see if King Boo can cement Ben Cressman's spot with 4. No. So that's not going to count. Despite King Boo's head being all the way over, that's not going to count because none of the wheels are making contact. So, Ben Cressman is going to have 3 points. Let's see if Kian can rebuttal that. There's Kian's roster there. Let's see what they can do. Brian is going to be up first. Down he goes, and no, he's going to flip off. Kian's going to need 3 points here, so at least 2 cars can fall off. Here goes Roadster, and yeah, so Kian's going to need all 3 of these next cars to land it in order to force a tiebreaker here. A win is out of the question, at least for now. Noir is up. Let's see what Noir can do. And he spins, but that's going to be a point for Kian. So that's 1 out of the 3 points he needs. Next up is Tesla. Tesla used to be confused a lot for Converse in CRL1. Obviously, the difference is a lot more noticeable now. Kian scores another point. He's just going to need 1 more point here. The force tiebreaker with Matt. Matt spent his first season with Luke in CRL1, and he's going to do it there. So, we have a tiebreaker now, Ben Cressman versus Kian. Now they're going to alternate in between each other. So, first we're going to see Blue Shy Guy, then Noir, then Yellow Shy Guy, then Tesla, then Red Shy Guy, and then Matt. I mean, it might be different depending on how things go, but if they all score, which Blue Shy Guy did not, that's how it's going to go. So, Noir is up, and Noir is going to land it. Looks like he hit the barrier for a second, but rebounded right back on. That's going to count. Kian's going to score another point. Kian's up for the 3. Yellow Shy Guy's going down, and that is going to count. He gets wedged between the barrier and the track, but 2 wheels are over. That's going to count. Score is now tied up. Let's see if Kian can rebuttal this here with Tesla. And Tesla's going to land it. That's going to count for another point for Kian. Now, Ben Cressman's going to need Shy Guy to land this in order to at least force another tiebreaker. And he does just this. It's up to Kian now to score or force another tiebreaker, which would be interesting. Here goes Matt. And Matt does it. Kian's going to win 6-5. I mean, look at that. 11 points scored in 1 match. And that's just the first one. I mean, we're set up for a long day, guys. A long day of CRL. So next up is going to be Ben Cressman again, this time versus Micah. So Ben Cressman needs a win here. If he does not win, he is eliminated. He's currently fighting for a playoff spot. And by playoff spot, I mean a divisional spot against Parker. Now, Parker is currently 6-5. Only needs 1 win to clinch the division and send Ben into elimination, which we will see in next matchup. Ben Cressman gets a stroke of luck there after the Blue Shy Guy falls and is going to hit the barrier and wedge himself again for another point. So yes, Ben Cressman needs this win, and he also can't let Parker win anymore, especially with that last loss to Kian. So Red Shy Guy's gonna do it, get him 2 points. Let's see what Luigi and King Boo can do. They fell off last time, and Luigi does the same thing. Let's see if King Boo can do anything different from Luigi. Let's see it, King Boo. Let's see it. Down he goes, and he's not going to get it. So Ben Cressman is stuck with 2 points as opposed to 3 last time. So Yellow Shy Guy and Red Shy Guy are the scorers. So let's take a look at Micah's team. Got Roly Poly, Flamebit, Zombie, Spider, and the Craft. All he needs is 2 points to tie, 3 points to get the win, and he starts off with a Roly Poly Tumble. Or I guess you could say that. Roly Poly rolled and is poorly executed on the jump. See what I did there. Flamebit is going to tumble as well. So, rough for him. Next up is going to be Zombie. Newer addition from Micah replaced Aristocrat. I feel like Aristocrat would have been good on this. But Zombie is going to score a point from Micah, and that is a start. If all 2 other of his cars, confirmed, that is a point. If Spider and the Craft score points, that will be a win for Micah. And, that might probably screw his draft position because, let's be realistic, Micah's probably not making playoffs. Spider is going to tumble, and the Craft is his last lifeline. Let's see if he can deliver this final blow to Ben Cressman, sending him home. And he does not. Ben Cressman gets that win that he needs to stay alive for a moment longer. But, he's in the eye of the storm, and now the real hurricane's going to show up now, and Parker faces up against Landon. So now Ben Cressman is a Landon Rose fan right now. He's Landon Rose's biggest fan, other than maybe Landon himself. First up is going to be Diddy Kong from Parker, and Diddy Kong is going to fall. Ben Cressman's probably throwing a party for that one. Next up is Waluigi. Let's see what Waluigi can put up here for us. He falls off, but oh my gosh, he corrects himself. Look at that. So that's going to be 2 wheels on. That's a clean landing by Waluigi. Next up is going to be Rex. Let's see if Rex can put a second point up for Parker, and he does not. All of Parker's premier cars, only one of them scored a point for him. So this is where we get into his later lineup, which normally this would be bad for him, but in this case, it's really not bad or good, I don't think. But Energizer falls off the track, hits a 360, and then lands back on the track, scoring a second point for Parker. Now, this is the first time we've seen Parker's car, Cocoa Puffs, go. He gets a point. He was added in week 7 or week 6. But that was the first time we saw that car, and that's going to be 3 points for Parker. He's either won by 3, or he's either sweeped or gotten sweeped in those past couple weeks. So we just never saw that car. But Landon's going to kick things off with a Velvet point right off the bat, doing what Parker couldn't do with a debut land. Next up is Burgermobile. This could be a problem for him. He's a little top heavy, I think. Never mind, not a problem. Burgermobile's gonna get it with 3 wheels on, just with 1 wheel hanging off. That's gonna be 2 points for Landon. Let's see if Landon can just put Parker away with these last 3 cars. Blue could be pretty good at this. Bad landing. That was almost close to tying things up, but Blue's not going to be able to do it. Let's see if Gotham can take what Blue did and elaborate on it. And no, he's going to flip and he's going to fall off. It's all up to Cyberpunk to save face for Landon here. Let's see what Cyberpunk can do. He's in the orange lane. He is orange, and he hits the jump, and he makes it, forcing a tiebreaker. So we're going to see Parker versus Landon part 2 with Waluigi, then Velvet, then Energizer, then Burgermobile, then Cocoa Puffs, and then Cyberpunk again. So let's see if Waluigi can repeat the magic, and he does. Look at that. Flies off the barricade, back onto the track, and he's going to score the first point for Parker. Let's see if Velvet can continue this success here with flipping on his belly, and he... no, that's not going to count. That's only 1 wheel. It's only 1 wheel, Landon. Sorry. That's not going to count. So next up is Energizer. Let's see what Energizer can get done here. This is going to be a fall. That is a saving grace for Landon. Let's see if he can capitalize on this with Burgermobile. Let's see what you can do, Burgermobile. Show him what you're made of. You're made out of burgers and fries and fast food dreams, and it's not gonna work. Not gonna work, Burgermobile. So, if Cocoa Puffs lands this, Landon is being sent home. I mean, Landon, I think, is already eliminated from playoffs at this point. So, at this point, this is just a higher draft position for him. But with that, Ben Cressman is also eliminated, and Parker is going to clinch the first spot in the Southern Conference playoffs by winning his division, which, I mean, is the hardest task ever, but almost like 8 teams that are still fighting for a playoff spot would have clinched that division already. So, Emily versus Abby, a divisional matchup. Emily's going to score first with Sahara. I mean, she was going to have to score first anyways, unless she scored 0. But so this is a pretty interesting matchup here. Has some implications that I didn't even think of, because Luke is currently, I believe, 7-4. Abby is 6-4, and Emily is 7-4. Now, Emily just scored a second point with Banana, but we could see some interesting things happening here. These teams are a lot closer than I thought. I didn't realize, I thought Emily was a lot closer to clinching playoffs than this, but so yeah. So Emily scores 2 with Sahara and Banana. Let's see if she can put up 3 with Turtle. Let's see what you're made out of, Turtle. And Turtle does not land it. Turtle is not able to execute that one there. So next up is Abby. We got Mike Wazowski, Pinball Blitz, Beetle, and Anomaly. Let's see what Mike Wazowski can do. Played on Drew's team last season. Was pretty decent car. And is he going to have that? I think that's 3. Yeah, that's 3 wheels. That's 50% over. Yeah, that's a little weird. Honestly, I would be a little upset about that, but that is going to have to count. Pinball is not able to get it, but I mean, even though most of the car is not on, that is 50% of the wheels in this case, but yeah. Blitz is next up. Let's see if Blitz can even get it. I mean, Abby might not even score 2 points here, so Emily might not even have to be worried about this. I mean, it's up to Beetle and Anomaly. Let's see what they can do. Beetle is going down the track, and Beetle falls, does not get it. It is up to Anomaly to save face here for Abby. Let's see what he can do. All right, he's down the track, hits the jump, and he lands it. That's going to be a tiebreaker. Let's see it. So we're going to start things off with Sahara, and then Mike Wazowski, Banana, and then Anomaly. So first up is Sahara. Let's see what Sahara can do. He lands it, and is that 2? It looks like 1. Let's get a closer look. That's not over. Even if it is over, the whole wheel has to be over. And, I mean, even still, it's not even completely over. You could fit an index card in there. You can see through. That's not going to count, unfortunately. I wish it did, but Mike Wazowski is going to go down the track now. Let's see this. I mean, that's pretty much the same thing as last time. That's 3 wheels on. I mean, it's going to count for a point for Abby, though. Next up is Banana. Let's see Banana go. Down he goes, and it's going to count. It's going to be a good one. Good one by Banana there. So, next up we got Anomaly. Let's see if Abby can just take this home with Anomaly. And Anomaly is going to go down, and Anomaly is going to get it. Look at that. Anomaly is going to score the point. Abby's going to get a win over Emily, and that has some interesting implications because they are now have the same record, and Abby has the tiebreaker of the head-to-head matchup between those two. So Abby is technically ahead of Emily in playoff rankings. Anyways, we have Alex versus Ermine now. A divisional matchup again. There goes Double Shot, and Double Shot is going to land it for a quick first point for Alex. Next up is going to be Pterodactyl. Let's see if Pterodactyl can tear up this jump. He doesn't. He does not. So, it's not going to be a point for Alex there. Next up is Neon. Let's see if this car can get on. And only 1 wheel gets on, so that's also not going to be a point. Maybe I should stop trying to come up with stupid name puns for these guys. Here's another look. Yeah, just 1 wheel. So next up is Econ. I'm not going to say anything about it. Maybe he'll land it now, and he does. He lands it now. So Econ is going to get Alex another point. Let's see if Falcon can do this for Alex. I'm noticing a lot of his cars end in the letter N, like O-N. We got Econ, Falcon, Neon. Was this intentional? Who knows? So next up is Ermine. Let's see if he can put up 2 points. Propulsion does not get it started for Ermine. It's not gonna work. So let's see if Caboose can get something going, and he does not. Caboose does not get the look he was hoping for. Next up is Jaguar. He was really good, I think last season with Brennan Chrisman, but this time, no. I mean, he had the perfect arc a few seasons back. It was great. It was actually kind of crazy how good he was at it. But Bolt, goes on his side, but then lands down, and that's going to be the first point for Ermine. Ermine has a chance to tie it up here with Lugnut. Let's see if Lugnut can do it. This would be a big win for Ermine on his way to the playoffs, and no. So, I think Ermine is still within 2 games of Braden, but that might have actually eliminated him from playoffs, and that actually gives Alex to clinch playoffs, but that might have eliminated him, because if he wins out and Braden loses out, Braden still has the head-to-head matchup win over Ermine, so there's nothing Ermine can really do about that, where there's only one spot. So Ben Roth versus Drew. Clockwork kicks things off with a quick score. Let's see what Bottleneck can do. These are 2 of the best teams in the league right now. I mean, both teams have already clinched. Ben Roth has already won his division. Drew is hoping to win his division. He has a 1-game lead over Ashland, but obviously Week 14 is going to decide that. I mean, if Ashland beats Drew, that's going to be the division. So Ben Roth is so far unable to produce anything more with Clockwork, Sullivan, and now Blue Bolt. So let's see if Bracchio can get anything done for Ben Roth, or if he's just going to suffer a similar fate, and he does. So Ben Roth has 1 point. If we've seen anything so far, 1 point is not a very good score, and that should be pretty easy for a team like Drew's to replicate. So Cosmic Coop is first up, and just like that, he gets that first point. So it's already a tiebreaker. All Drew needs is 1 more point to get this win, and this hopefully it's a lot less stressful for Drew than it will have to be. The nuke goes down, and the nuke lands it. Drew will win. That is a very short ending to that. A 2-1 win over Ben Roth. That is very different than the first matchup we saw, where Kian won 6 points over Ben Cressman's 5 points. Next up is going to be Blake versus Luke. Blake is already eliminated from playoffs. Luke is still fighting for a spot with, I believe, like 8 other teams. Blake's going to kick things off with a point from Rift. That's one of the few things Rift has contributed to Team Blake. Next up is Wario. Down he goes. He trips up and... He trips up, but he was able to use that speed to barely clear the jump and score a point for Blake. So, here goes Cyan. Cyan's going to tumble, and he's not going to get it. But that was impressive. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised we didn't get a replay on that. Retrograde. Let's see what Retrograde can do. And he lands it. So that's going to be 3 points for Blake. Let's see if Blake can put up a 4th point to cement a victory. Afterlife is his last car left. Let's see it. And that's going to be it. That's going to be 4. Wait a minute. Oh no. I don't think that's fully over. I don't think that's going to count. Yeah, that's not going to count for Blake. That's only going to be 3 points. It was so close to counting, and yet it's not going to count. That is crazy. I mean, the wheels were really close, but in hindsight, he was not really close to being on, because, I mean, not even a quarter of the car was on the track. So it's Luke's turn to make some headway here. Vampira is going to kick things off, and Vampira almost saves it, but does not land it. Unfortunate for Vampira there. Next up is Submersible. Let's see if Submersible can get something done here for Luke. He goes down, and he's going to land it. That's going to be Luke's first point. He needs 2 more if he wants to get this tiebreaker. So next up is Luke Jr. I mean, the self-named car. Let's see if he can do it. This is Luke's, son, basically, and that is gonna count. It's a second point for Luke. All he needs is 1 point, and he's got Poltergeist and Carbon yet to go. Things are looking good for Luke. Poltergeist goes, and just like that, things are looking a little bit more risky. One try to get 1 point, and it's all up to Carbon. Let's see if Carbon can get the job done, and he does not. Blake is going to get the win over Luke. Blake improves, gets his second ever win in CRL history for Blake, and Luke's going to fall to 7-5. So next up is Connor versus Ashlyn. Obviously, if this wasn't the Ramp of Doom, this would be a slaughter fest. I believe Ashlyn would 3-0 sweep Connor. But for Connor's luck, this is the Ramp of Doom. So this is where he gets his chance to survive. And it's not capitalized. Generator does not make it. But yeah. Ever since Connor has a dual color scheme. So it's navy and this gold color that you're seeing. So in this case, it is that gold color, and that's been working pretty well for him in these later weeks. Maelstrom is going to land it. I almost said retrograde. Retrograde and Maelstrom are very similar cars. So Connor puts up 1 point on the board. This is his newest car. Induction, we've barely seen him. I think we've only seen him once, and that was last week. But he does not land it either. So it's up to Cyborg to score a second point for Connor and cement himself a win, and just like that. So you think Connor would capitalize off of this type of week, but he does not with one lone point. Now, if we saw how Ashlyn's divisional rival did this was a very quick win by Drew. Let's see if Ashlyn can follow suit. Dragonfly with the point. This is exactly how it went. Just 1 point. That's all Ashlyn needs. 4 more cars to do it. Let's see if we can get this done. Rosalina, a tendency for head to fall off, and her head has fallen off. Unfortunately, we do not count their head being on the track as a point, as that will not count. Hopefully, Pop does not follow the same steps as Carbon, and he does. So things are getting a little bit more dire here. Obviously, it's not going to be a loss. It'll be a tiebreaker. But still, I mean, this is a little weird. I mean, Connor has 1 win, and Celestial's not going to land it either, slamming right into the heater. That's got to hurt. So, Ashlyn's last hope for just an easy win, Paragraph, and Paragraph does not do it. So, 1-1 tiebreaker. It's got to be interesting sight to see. So, Maelstrom's going to kick things off. Let's see if he can do what he just did last time, and no, he falls off. So, let's see if Dragonfly can do what Dragonfly did last time. Let's see if Dragonfly can... No, does not get it done. So, 0-0, it's just going to be... They're going to keep going until one of them scores a point. So, Maelstrom is back up. Let's see if he can land it this time. And he does. He flips upside down. That's going to be a second point for Connor. Let's see if Dragonfly can follow suit, and we'll have another tiebreaker. We'll see how long this thing can go on for. Dragonfly goes down, and oh my gosh, does not land it. So Connor is going to get a 2-1 win over Ashlyn. That is Ashlyn's 3rd loss of the season, losing to the C teams with Connor and Colin. Speaking of Colin, we have Colin versus Caleb. Colin's been on a decent run. He is currently sitting at 8-3 right now. Caleb is 8-2. Caleb has 1 less game than Colin. Colin's going to score quick with Porto. Now, with Ashlyn losing that, also, the division is a lot more advantage towards Drew. As if Drew wins out, even if Ashlyn beats Drew this week, and if Drew wins in week 13, he clinches the division. Essentially. Basically, that week that Ashlyn has no control over. So, Ashlyn basically needs Drew to lose twice. Basically, Drew to lose out, and she is in control of that in week 14. So, Colin gets 1 point, and so far the rest of his cars have not done much, but Drift is going to answer with a point for Colin. So, last up is going to be Jetstream. Let's see if Colin can put up 3 points. I mean, the difference between 3 and 2 in this is big, but Jetstream is not going to be able to do it. So next up, we're going to see what Caleb can do. 2 is the number to be. So, that's his roster. We're going to kick things off with Mock. Caleb is known to switch his roster, but he hasn't switched his roster, I believe, since he faced off against Ben Roth, and I think it was like week 7. So Mock is actually going to score first. True Blue, let's see what he can do. I mean, he's meant to be fast, but I don't know if he can land it. Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't able to land the jump in the combine, so, I mean, it makes sense. Blanco actually landed the jump in the combine, but Blanco's not going to get it either, so Blanco's going to run right into the door. Very soft landing, but Caleb has 2 more chances to get 1 point. He's going to kick things off with Nickel, who raced his first 2 seasons with Braden Bayshore. Did not get drafted season 3, but that is going to be a point. Let's see if Caleb can put it away with Midas. Raced with Caleb in that original season, went to the finals, and then got picked up by Ben Roth in CRL2, and also wasn't drafted in CRL3. So we're going to see a tiebreaker here. We're going to have Porto, Mock, Drift, and then Nickel. Let's see what's going to happen here. First up is Porto. See if Porto can put on some Porto magic. The first overall pick this season, and he slowly drifts into the heater, and that's not going to count as a point because you need to be on the track to score a point. So next up is Mock. Let's see if Mock can put up some more, and he does. That is where you want to be, that orange track, not the semi-orange flooring, but yeah, can we just give props to our lighting crew? I mean, this is a nice lighting. I mean, the camera adjusts to the light before the jump, and Drift is going to fall off. That is going to be a win from Caleb with the alone Mock scoring the point. Who knows? Nickel could have scored it. Did he land it? Did he not? I guess we'll never did he know. So next up is going to be Peyton versus Lane. Divisional matchup. These two are both already eliminated, so this is basically just a fight for draft order at this point. But Peyton already has 3 wins, so Lane only has 1. So this isn't about their Peyton's draft position over Lane. I think this is more about other people's draft position over Lane. I mean, we have Brennan Chrisman, Blake, and Connor, all names that are kind of pointing out when you think of the worst teams. Obviously, Brennan Chrisman will not be in the CRL next season. Peyton's going to score first with Lackadoo. That was interesting. He fell off and then landed back on, so props to him. Next up is going to be Mariachi. Let's see what he can do, and he does it. That's going to be a second point for Peyton, sorry. Second point for Peyton. Let's see if Radon can put up a third and more impressive point just to get a fun win over Lane. I mean, it's always great to get a win in the CRL. I mean, even if you're already eliminated, who cares? All right, so 2 is the number to beat. Let's see if Lane can do it. He's got Gas Monkey, Abstract, Stego, Senator, and Torpedo. First up is Gas Monkey. Let's see what Gas Monkey can do. And he just kind of drifts off to the side and just kind of, does his thing. So next up is Abstract. Has scored a point, is completely unwinning, and finally does something for Lane's team. Maybe that's why he was keeping him all this time. He just had to wait until he was eliminated to do something. That's great. So everyone put Abstract at the top of your draft boards. I hope Lane drafts him again when he gets the number 1 pick. So Stego is actually going to score. Maybe he won't get the number 1 pick. It's looking more like the number 4 pick. And I mean, we're getting rumors that Lane might not show back up in Season 5. There might be another replacement for Lane, but he scores a win. Obviously, communication issues. I mean, he didn't sub out this bleaking hole in his roster. At least Micah replaced that. So next up is our last divisional matchup. We've had a lot of divisional matchups. We had, I'm not even going to bother naming them because we got to keep this going. So Surge is up first, does not score. But we had, Colin Caleb, Abby Emily, Grant and Brendan, just that last one, Peyton and Lane. Not to mention, there are 3 teams on bye, so this week is already long enough as is. Next up is Emu, and Emu does not do it, but Isaac, Brendan Chrisman, and Braden Bayshore are all on bye right now. That's the most teams I've ever had on bye in a week. Blueprint to score a single point, and he does it. So Blueprint, a otherwise disappointing car on Grant's team, scores a point for Grant, and let's see if Compact can contact the ground, and he does. So that's going to be 2 points for Grant. Not bad, but we've seen teams put up 3, and Brendan Monahan's looking like he's in the prime position to put up 3 with this roster. Tokyo, Harvest, Mario, Blaze Tuino, and Mustang. This team is a great roster. Just has yet to be realized. I don't think there's been a leader to step up and motivate these cars. I feel like where Harvest is Harvest was trying to be a leader, but he's just not able to do it as a rookie. He's not able to give them the right motivation. With that, he can only score 3 points now. So if a single car falls off, we're going to be seeing a tiebreaker, which, I mean, we're pretty much accustomed to tiebreakers. Is that going to count? No, that's not enough. It's not enough. That's not going to count. That's barely off, but let's see Blaze 2.0 here. Let's see what he can do. He's going to be going down, and looks like something like hit him. Am I the only one who saw that? It looked like something held him back, but there was nothing there. What the heck? That was weird. Mustang is going to go, and he's going to get a slow point. But Brendan Monahan's going to force a tiebreaker here with his last two cars. So 2-2, Grant versus Brendan Monahan. So first up is Blueprint. So Blueprint goes, and Blueprint falls. What a shame. It's a very slow glide. So Blaze 2.0 is going to be next. Let's see him do it. He goes, and he falls. So next up is going to be Compact for Grant. Let's see if Compact can deliver contact, and he does. That's going to be a point for Grant. Let's see if Brendan Monahan can make his rebuttal with Mustang. Mustang barely cleared the jump last time. Let's see if he can clear it this time, and he does. So we're going to see a second tiebreaker between these two cars. Let's see how long this can go for. So, Compact again. Let's see if Compact can make contact, and he does. That's another point for Grant. Let's see if Mustang can. I don't have something for Mustang, I'm going to be honest. I'm sure I'll figure it out because we're going into a third tiebreaker. Last time we saw 3 tiebreakers in a row was, you guessed it, Ramp of Doom, Drew versus Braden in CRL1, and Compact make the contact. They didn't get to make the joke. Mustang is going to make contact as well. So, our fourth tiebreaker, let's see. Can we go for 5? Can Compact make contact? Oh my gosh, he did not make contact. Will Mustang make the big bang? Let's see it. Mustang goes down, hits a jump, and he lands it. Oh my gosh, we're finally done. Brendan Monahan wins 6-5 over Grant. 2 of those points, five of those points were from, who was that? Mustang, and the other 4 were from Compact, and then 1 was from Blueprint, 1 was from Blaze 2.0. Let's take a look at the records here. Ben Roth already won his division. No one cares about that. Drew is ahead of 2 games of Ashland now, with Ashland losing, and that's big. Alex Neumacher clinches, and I believe Braden Bayshore does clinch as well because Ermine lost to Braden very first game of CRL. Who knew that week would have some implications there? So Northern Conference playoffs is already figured out. Seeding's not determined yet, but all the teams are figured out. So we're going to have Drew, Ashland, Isaac, Braden, and Alex, and also Ben Roth. But Southern Conference playoffs, completely undecided. We don't even know. Grant's winning his division, but Abby is ahead of Emily now, and so is Luke. Emily is currently out of a playoff spot because Abby has the win tiebreaker over Emily, and Luke also has a tiebreaker over Emily, so they both have the same record. So now Luke is the 6th seed, Abby is the 5th seed, and Emily is out of a playoff spot. Caleb, Colin, and Luke still fighting. Micah still has a chance, and Brendan Monahan still has a chance in this as well. But yeah, so Parker's going to be the first to clinch in the Southern in the Southern Conference playoffs. So good for him, good for everyone. Week 13's going to have some more playoff implications for the Southern Conference, and we're going to have to watch some of these teams closely because we're going to see some teams clinching. Caleb has a doubleheader, and so does Connor, but who even cares about that? He's already out. So thank you so much for watching. If you stuck to the end of this, you're a real one, because I was even thinking about clicking off the video, and I'm doing the voiceover. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a great night. Stay tuned for Week 13. Only 2 more weeks remain in this CRL4 regular season. Stay tuned. Good night.